Yo, what is up, guys? It's the Nightwing at Way of Life Esports coming at you guys with another League of Legends video here today. So this is gonna be some interesting news if you are a Fnatic fan. As you guys already know, in the LEC 2021 Spring Split, Fnatic definitely had a pretty poor showing. They finished 5th place in the regular season and then finished 5th overall after losing to Schalke Null Fear in the LEC 2021 Spring Split playoffs. And now today we have some news regarding Fnatic. According to Esports Manic House, Bwipo and Selfmade have not extended their contracts with Fnatic beyond 2021. So let's talk about that. Since you guys actually like Fnatic, Warren actually is a big fan of Bwipo, and T-Root actually is a longtime Fnatic fan. So what do you guys think about this? Is this cause for concern, you know, with the roster of Fnatic right now? Because before I let you guys go, this happens a lot for free agency, guys. So basically, to give you guys an example, so orgs will try to lock down players because they want to obviously have them before any given offseason, right? So
Right.
if the player chooses to not want to be locked down, they want to probably test free agency, or they want to look for another team. That's just to help you guys out in case you're kind of new to this. It could be a double-edged sword. They could either want to test free agency after Worlds 2021 and potentially look for a new team, or they just obviously see it from a business perspective for Fnatic. Fnatic really like Bwipo and Selfmade. They think they're really good players, and they want to lock them down right now. But it's up to Bwipo and Selfmade to obviously, you know, extend their contracts. An example of this would be last year when G2 Esports signed their entire roster through 2022 and they locked them down. And then later on, the contracts can be traded / broken depending on how negotiations go when other orgs want to obviously buy those players. But to be fair, if another org would want to buy these players, they would have to pay more money if Bwipo and Selfmade obviously were to extend their contracts. But I just want to make sure I give you guys all the examples and about what this actually means. So, Warren, T-Root, what do you guys think about this? Cause for concern, or this is just what they want to do to test free agency? What do you guys think?
Warren, you wanna shoot first, or
Um, yeah, I'll shoot first. I think they want to test free agency, kind of like what unsuccessfully had happened for Crown Shot. But I think Bwipo has more stock value, and so does Selfmade.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if they did, they could get offers because they would be big upgrades to certain teams. Honestly, like
Okay.
imagine like Bwipo. Imagine if you could get Bwipo, like I don't know, on SK and you move Genax back to mid lane. I mean, we saw that Genax can carry now, but you know, or like I don't know, just you just have like some options available to you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of what I'm looking at, and then also it could be just might want to change, and it's just not the org's not going out the way he wants. So
Yeah.
like for Selfmade for both of them. So.
Yeah, because, like, you know, Bwipo and Selfmade have really strong personalities, so you're thinking to yourself, you know, we've always heard those things about Fnatic, though, like players not being happy being inside of Fnatic, though that could be from that person's own perspective of how things are ran, but you could tell by, like, obviously listening to Bwipo stream and Selfmade when he ever, like, streams and shit, like, these are some pretty strong personality players. Even Reckless mentioned that in a G2 Esports versus Fnatic hype video earlier on this year, Bwipo and Selfmade are pretty strong personalities where they couldn't agree on like anything. So, and also, let's be honest with you guys, Fnatic failed by all accounts. Like me and T-Root and even Warren, you had them pretty high up in the standings coming into this split too. I think you had them at third. I had them at second.
I thought they could have got third if they played their cards right.
They actually have a good. I still genuinely believe they have a good roster, though. Like they actually do have a good roster, but it's just like on paper it's a good roster, but in the actual gameplay, it's just not there, man. They were on a 4-game winning streak around week 4. Remember, because me and T were covering most of the split, right? They were on a 4-game winning streak for a little bit of time there. They were actually doing pretty solid, and then it just all went to the horse shit. But Root, what do you think about this? This is your team, so you know.
Yeah, so when I heard this news, I had like two main thoughts, and like one thing you mentioned is like, do I have cause for concern? I think it depends on what you define concern as. I mean, a lot of the points you brought up about maybe they want to test free agency, maybe they want to see what other teams are offering them. That's true. One thing that I see in baseball, 'cause I pay attention to professional baseball too, is maybe they just want a bigger contract. So instead of trying to extend the deal that they're getting paid, X amount of euros a year, maybe they want to be like, no, I'll stay with Fnatic, but I want to redraft a contract where I make like, 10,000 euros more a year, or like,
Yeah, I see your point.
more money from streaming. So it's like,
Right.
I can get the rationality of not like re-signing him immediately, like just based off the current contract. Maybe they want to test some deals, maybe use that as a bargaining chip to be like, well, Fnatic, Mad Lions over here, if you're like Selfmade, you're like, Mad Lions over here is offering me, like 80 million euros. Can I get you guys to do like maybe 85 kind of deal?
Yeah.
I'm just throwing out random fucking numbers, but
no, because that goes into a good point though, because recently reported they said Fnatic is not in the best financial situation because of bad branding deals and other, obviously money problems happening behind the scenes. So maybe they're looking at that stuff on social media going, okay, well, if they're having money problems and bad branding deals, I should probably go to a different team that pays me more. Because guys, let's be honest here, at the end of the day, these guys have to live, they have to eat, sleep, and let's say they leave these orgs after a while, right? And they don't get a team. Well, they need some money. Like, life is literally revolved around you need to make money to live. So, I get it right now, like the teams pay for everything. But we're talking like after they play for these teams, like, if these guys aren't streaming, then they wouldn't make anything. So, you have to be able to, if they want to continue playing and they want to make more money, I think that's very understandable. Because you have people fucking commenting going, oh, they're traitors if they leave. They're allowed to leave. They're not stuck here forever,
Yeah. But the other point I was going to bring up is, say that for whatever reason they don't re-sign Selfmade or Bwipo. I'd be more sad if Bwipo left than Selfmade, to be honest. But you got to look at kind of what the free agency market is going to look like into 2021, or into 2022. I mean, you got all of the Schalke players are up for free agency. So maybe next year Fnatic doesn't want to re-sign Bwipo because we can get Broken Blade.
Oh yeah.
So there are. So am I concerned for Fnatic as an organization? No. Am I concerned about Bwipo and where he might end up? Yes. I'd like to see Fnatic keep Bwipo, maybe get rid of Selfmade, maybe get rid of Hillsong. But if they keep Bwipo, Upset, and hopefully Niski, I'll be happy and I won't have any issue to complain.
So there was this one guy, he said, if it's actually true, then fuck them. I really like Selfmade, but he was very poor this spring split, and to refuse an extension when you aren't even performing well is a sign that you aren't actually losing a good person for a team environment. Who cares about Bwipo? I think this guy's a crackhead.
I don't understand what that even means.
I think Selfmade performed pretty well. To me, like, we had him in our second all-place pro teams. I think Selfmade played pretty well this split. Outside of playoffs,
I honestly don't think I had him ranked. If I did, it was maybe third.
I think I had him at second or third. But I think he played pretty solid.
I had Elyoya and Inspired as my top two, and I honestly think I had Ginkgo's third. So for me, Selfmade would have been like fourth or fifth.
So I like this guy's comment too. As far as I like Bwipo, it's a good thing for Fnatic and him not to stay together. Fnatic need fresh new talent, and there's a ton of ERL right now. I see a world where Fnatic pick up some KC players, Adam, Targa, are two starting to pick up some my personal opinion. So my only issue with how people talk about like European, ERL talent is it doesn't matter how many good players are in there. If the orgs never actually pick them, it doesn't matter though. Like you can talk about this player. It's like you could talk about these players to your fucking blue in the face. The orgs in the franchise system don't pick these players. And I think that if EU wants to prove these players are worth it, or some orgs want to prove that, you maybe have the next Caps, Bwipo, Hillsang, Upset, Kaiser, Karzi. You gotta pick some of these players. What's the point of developing all these? We always hear the same bullshit narratives. Oh, we have so many great players in ERL and EU Masters. Why does none of your orgs ever play them? They never see play,
I think it depends on what org you're looking at. I mean,
True.
I think this year alone there was like 12 or 13 rookies in the LEC. So I think I can get like saying, well, why isn't G2 investing in new talent? Because they have some of the best players. But you got Rogue, who brought in a rookie support. You got Mad Lions with a rookie jungler. fucking, Vitality or Excel has like two or
SK Gaming
three
had
rookie
rookies
players.
this year. They did really well
SK
with them.
Gaming had 4 rookies in Gen X. So it's like, it depends on what orgs you're referring
But
to.
is that dependent
Like, I don't
on
think
money?
Fnatic's had a.
But is that dependent on money, or is that depending on all because they genuinely want to pick out those rookies though? Because that's two different things though. If they don't have the money, then yeah, they're gonna get the rookies because their contracts are obviously cheaper. You know,
Probably a mixture of both.
also a mixture of
Again, I
both.
think it
Yeah.
depends on what organization.
What do you think,
I
Warren?
mean,
You've been kind of quiet.
I think they just the orgs. Fnatic has historically never been an organization to spend big money. Like they've always got talent. Like Bwipo was a rare find. Like they
They had
found
Caps,
Caps,
Febevin,
Febiven,
Nesoaz.
Nemesis,
They got a lot of
Emu.
legacy players. Soaz,
Selfmade was
Xpeke.
like came from SK Games, so I don't, and he probably was like, I'm
Hooney,
playing on
hooney,
a Fnatic
hooney.
They
title,
Huni,
so,
Reignover. They made them famous. You know.
right? They found Hooney Reignover, so it's like they never really spent the money for.
Well, Reignover was famous already, but just for a bad reason.
Like that's kind of my take on that, but
Yeah. See, dude, my thing is like, if you're bringing up the money problem with them, because we talked about this before. People said, "Oh, they didn't spend a lot of money for Niski." You think Jack sold Niski for cheap? If you even think that, you're fucking stupid. If you even,
I think he did. I'm kidding.
You, oh, I'm gonna throw my
Well, and
casually
I mean,
slit
kind of
throat.
like, kind of like what you mentioned about how G2, preseason signed all their players for 2 years. Isn't that the same thing Cloud9 did like in 2020 or 2019? They
True.
signed all their players to like 3-year deals.
Yeah, and then they could sell for more money now because now they're locking our. So you have to pay more to get the player because they already have them locked down. I guess how that works, but
so I'm sure Fnatic paid a pretty penny to
they
pull
got
over
Niski.
Niski.
Yeah, like they're not, and Jack's not selling for. Jack bought out Perks for $11 million. You think he sold Niski for cheap? I was like, because this thing though, if Fnatic actually had the money to get a good mid laner, I'm not saying Niski's bad. I love Niski. I met the guy, awesome dude, right?
Mhm.
But could you have gotten someone better? Probably Abadage. I'm just saying though, but now Abadage's on 100 Thieves, so it doesn't matter. But like if they're trying to win the LEC and compete with G2 like they've been for all these many years, is Niski gonna be that guy? You gotta look at it that
wait
way.
to see what summer happens. This spring was kind of a clusterfuck for a lot of reasons, so I'm more interested in summer.
That's why I like Rude. He's always casually optimistic, even when the house is burning on the house is burning down.
No, literally, when it comes to Fnatic, I am the dog sitting at the coffee table, like this is fine.
Woof.
Warren, what do you think?
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, I feel like Fnatic is gonna go through the TSM phase, which is they're rebuilding. They're really rebuilding, and it's just it happens. It's like not every dynasty lasts forever. Look at G2. Like everybody thought they were a shoe-in for MSI, and look,
look at the TL dynasty and how quickly that fell apart.
Yeah, G2 was tweeting out today at the LoL Esports page when they put out the matches for MSI. They're like, when does G2 play? And TL said the same time as we do. God.
Right. So
it happens, man. But overall, like, I'm always a big fan, as you guys know, by watching my videos over these many years. I'm a big fan of teams taking that different approach, switching out players, because, like, teams have this thing where they feel like they can only keep one guy because they feel like they just can't get anyone better. I never want someone to feel like that. Like, go out and try something new. Like TSM.
Do you have an example of that?
Beerson retired and they got Power of Evil. That's a pretty solid mid laner right there. Like, and Fnatic's have done this too. Like, they've lost Xpeke, then they got Febevin. After Febevin, they got Caps. Other junglers they've had that did really well. After they lost Amazing, they ended up getting Broxa, Reignover. Like, Fnatic themselves have gotten better people over the course of many years. Like, even Reckless to Upset. I don't care what no one says, dude. Upset's amazing. He played absolutely out of his mind this year. You're probably thinking to yourself, okay, we kicked out of Reckless. We probably won't get anyone better. They got Upset. Upset played pretty well, in my own personal opinion. Even like throughout Fnatic's history, they've always gotten considerably someone better than what they've had. The only time they really haven't was with Nemesis and Niski to Caps, but that's like you're comparing Niski and Nemesis to Caps. It's like they're not gonna be better, but it's like, you know, that's just how I see it personally. But you know,
Right.
don't ever feel like you have to keep someone just because. You know, try someone out, and if it fails, whatever, dude. Your franchise, you're not losing your spot anyway. Does it really matter? You know. So
Unless you're Schalke.
okay, he's just being a dick. So I'll see you guys later. Anything else you guys want to say before we close this out? Actually,
No, just no. Just no. I'm sorry.
okay, Warren. See you guys later. Like, comment, subscribe, most of all,
Fnatic
enjoy.
Roxa.
Oh my god. Okay, Fnatic. No, how about G2 Selfmade? That's a nice ring to it. No. See you guys later. Like, comment, subscribe, most of all, enjoy. I'm the Nightwing and Way of Life Esports. Signing out, guys. Peace. Have a good day. See you later, and goodbye. Goodbye.